Racism works. For Black people. The more racism there is towards Black people, the angrier Black people get. And the worse things will be, for everyone. The racist idea is that racism towards Black people will only impact Black people, meaning, if you weren't racist and were nicer, then Black people would be calmer and would do better. And racists don't want Black people to do better. So, they continue being nasty to Blacks one way or another, and this angers Black people as they underperform in comparison to others, and they directly and indirectly impact society, your state, the country, and the planet. You leave shitty jobs to Black people who are angry, and they do a shitty job at their shitty job. They fuck up your customer service, now your phone is broken, your food is tampered with, your mail won't come, your car breaks down, your toilet won't flush. Therefore, racism from non-Blacks backfires against non-Blacks. It's hilarious. I had to get that point across. Before I get into my actual point. Racism works for a different reason. You ready? Look at it this way, folks. Everything white women, white passing women, and white wannabe women get is disaster and tragedy and a shitty Lifetime movie made after them and their silly lives. The only reason lately there are a few more movies with Black cast members is for diversity. The stories are still white. So don't envy white women or cry when men prefer white women. No, because. Reason 1. Black women can't get kidnapped. Everyone's always saying, no one wants Black women are always single because men don't want you. Good. Kidnappers don't want a woman who no one wants. And then, the way Black women are, a kidnapper wouldn't even want them. You try and kidnap me? I'll fight your ass. I have problems, unresolved traumas, and issues that you don't want to fuck with. I'll pick up a chair and beat your ass senseless. No one wants to kidnap that? Like, come on, motherfucker. I wish you would kidnap me. Who's gonna dare a kidnapper to kidnap them, besides a Black woman? We'd confuse the kidnapper. Isn't it great? And then I'd be a nuisance the whole drive to their lair. My spoiled, undisciplined ass will talk the whole way. What kidnapper wants a loud, blabbermouth victim? You'd hear me in the back of the van, or in the back seat, asking for you to pull over and take my ass to Burger King. Like, let's go to IHOP. You'd have to throw my ass out and kidnap another bitch. I'd be so annoying. I'd be disrespectful too. Roasting the kidnapper and telling yo mama jokes. I'd make my kidnapper cry. And then, if he ever does manage to silence me, even for a moment, to make the phone call demanding money for ransom, who's he gonna get? Ain't nobody in my family has money. And they're annoying too. Like, they don't even pick up the phone for motherfuckers they don't know. So how's that gonna work? And then, if they do pick up, let's say, if you used my phone to trick them into picking up. First of all, people want to assume Black people have government phones or shitty service plans. Let's say, that's what I have. My phone just uses Wi-Fi signals. Well, if I'm in your fucking basement, then that call just ain't never gonna go through in the first place. Nice try, homie. But if it does go through, my family's not going to listen to you. They'll be like, huh? Hold on what you said. Be quiet, I'm on the phone. You said what? Kidnapped? Oh Lord Jesus. You said you need what? Money? Well, Lord, I ain't got no money. Tell her I love her. Tell her ass to hold on. I'm a prey. Bye. Kidnapper. See? The kidnapper will just get annoyed and give up. Not with white women. You're getting kidnapped successfully. The money will be sent, and probably quickly. And then, you see it all the time in movies. White women outsmart their kidnapper by romanticizing them. She finally comes up with this idea, after being held hostage for 3,653 days and 27 nights. She flirts with her kidnapper. And he falls for it, and leans in to make love, and with her other hand, she stabs him in the throat with a shank she made with her toes, and she used the shank to snap the rope so she could jugular you. And blood splatters all over. And she rejoices and runs through town looking like Carrie. And runs into the arms of her boyfriend who came in the nick of time to save her. And she's all like, All her friends who got kidnapped with her and the other people who were down there died because they relied on a whimsical white heifer to save them. She can't even save herself. Because she's so used to being saved. Not a black woman. See, a black woman wouldn't even get kidnapped. Not these days. Not since Judge Judy quit and Jerry Springer died. No one's mediating the ghetto foolery anymore. Now black women have to go on baddies to resolve anything. And who's gonna kidnap one of those heifas? Who's gonna kidnap a bald shabooboo who fights like she just got out of prison? She'd bust that kidnapper's head open so fast like. And back to white women romancing their kidnapper in these movies. Well, the kidnapper supposedly isn't even attracted to the black woman, but if he were, it still wouldn't work out as a relationship situation. I'm not even romantic. One romantic thing is surprises. I don't do well with surprises. You surprise me, you get popped in the throat. When you surprise a white girl, she cries like you just proposed or like she just won a beauty pageant. Now her ass is engaged to a kidnapper. Not I. Certainly not me. Everyone is in her whole house, dressed up and jumping out the front door when she opens it. I'd be busy wondering how the hell they even got in there. Plus, the neighbors wouldn't allow it. And I'd spoil the surprise anyway before the party even happens. Like, who are you texting and calling? Why are you in the bathroom all the time? Why do you keep leaving me in the car? And I'd just break up. He'd have to reveal the surprise party after he bought all that shit just to keep the relationship together. And another romantic thing is flowers. Not me. That would mess with my allergies. I'd be sneezing and wheezing all over the place. And then he has nerve to litter the house with flowers. Sprinkling petals on the floor, the stairs, the bed, like, okay, but who's gonna clean this shit? Certainly not I. Then I walk in the bathtub, and there's petals in there too like, so who's paying the plumber when all this shit goes down the drain? Not me. And then, the chocolates. I don't do chocolates. Just gimme Reese's cups, and we're good. Not these fancy shits. I have to read the package to find the candy type like, can we just eat? Meanwhile, the shit tastes nasty. Toffee? Ew. Throw it away. But white women love it. They eat it with wine. And then, fucking the kidnapper. It's just not gonna work, nope. I have a bad back. White girls don't have bad backs. They go to the chiropractor, the pool, and yoga. When I get a bad back, I just find the nearest available relative to rub my back and put some vapor rub on it, and just hope that it's better in the morning, and it won't really be. And then I'll just say, oh Lord. And that's it. That's how I get through a bad back. I'd be the laziest sex slave ever. Rolling over all slow. Walking slow. Crawling. Who wants that? He'd be so annoyed and bored. And then, if the kidnapper just wants to make a child. That's not gonna work, if we go by black women's stereotypes that they get abortions. I'd just abort the bastard. So basically, kidnapping black women is a bad deal. You ain't gon' get no money, you ain't gon' get no sex, you ain't gon' get nothing but a concussion, headaches, spit in the face, and a bad attitude, and just outright disrespected. And kidnappers know this, so they just go for white bitches and white passing women and women who hang out with white women. Racism works. The next point where I continue to prove that racism works for black people and sexism works for black women is scamming. We ain't got no money. You steal my identity, you're just gonna end up taking on bad credit and debt, overdrafts, car payments, and bills for whack-ass services like the lowest internet plan and the smallest amount of cellular data. Maybe take on some warrants. Use my identity at a traffic stop, your happy ass is going to jail. Try me. You use a black person's address, you're using a spot in the hood. Fuck around and steal the address of a trap house. Go for it. That's why you don't see door-to-door workers in the hood. Who's gonna go to the hood to scam? Not you. All those videos of people getting chased out of neighborhoods doing their jobs are in white suburban areas. They're the ones getting scammed all day. If a scammer calls me, he's gonna hang up on me. I'm supposed to hang up on his ass. Not the other way around. But he's gonna detect, all the way from India.
This bitch doesn't have no money.
Meanwhile, I see scam bust videos on YouTube, always a white dude, and these calls are an hour long. The scammer believed in them. And it was all a dream. With me on the phone, it's a nightmare. But guess who won't get scammed? Racism works. Black people always want to bitch about microaggressions. Microaggressions this, microaggressions that. I hate that word. It just sounds like you're crying that someone doesn't like you. Microaggressions is basically when someone lets their racist big toe slip out of line for a split hair of a second. And your eye twitches like, was that impending racism? Or, it's nonverbal racism. Like, choosing to stand rather than sitting next to you. And me, I'm like, good. I didn't want you to sit next to me. Especially in these circa COVID, post-COVID days. I don't want your fleas and your nasty DNA, bitch. Plus, I need somewhere to sit my groceries. Go cough on the pleasant white bitch. Racism works. White women are crying on the news that another scammer catfished them and drained their bank account. Meanwhile, black women can't even get selected on these apps. Good. Scammer-free central here, folks. And then remember that Lululemon, LuLaRoe, LuLaHo, whatever it's called? All those white bitches were crying about the skirts and the leggings, remember that? And it's crazy because the only way they could even get the skirts was being selected into the company that they say scammed them. Which means the white bitch owning and running the joint had to pick you and come to your house sometimes. Fuck that. If a white woman ever comes to my house to open anything, it better be a bank account. Not some damn box of puppy clothes. Everyone wants to cry that the company is racist because no black women are in it. They say it themselves in the series documentary that the company was for white women. Good. Scammer-free central over here, again. Racism works. And what about men? Every time I watch Judge Judy, every time a dude is getting sued for scamming her out of money and not paying her back even though she loved him, it was always a white woman. These scammers know where to go, and it's not over here. Now they want to cry on the internet, order a mic off Amazon and those LED lights, they're running a podcast and crying, balls stank, pubes are crusty. Bitching about bitches and they don't even have a bitch. Because black women just aren't going to get kidnapped and scammed. That's for white women. And deadbeats are mad. Furious. Good. Racism works after all, guys.